and welcome to another edition of Thor Thoughts, the Indie Author Book Review Club here on my YouTube channel. So, if you've been paying attention, you know that every month I read a slew of indie books, and at the beginning of the next month, I will review each one of them just kind of briefly. I don't want to bore anyone. I kind of try to keep these as short as possible, but I try to have fun with them, and I try to give a good, honest review. But I love indie books. I think you guys are awesome. As an indie author myself, I know how hard it is and how stressful it is and all the steps we got to take to get those damn things out. Then they go on an Amazon boycott, and you get one page read in the month. Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I read 2 indie novels as well as a short story, and I'm going to talk about them right now. So, first up is The Scarecrow Man by Miguel Goncalves. I hope I'm saying your name right. Miguel Goncalves and The Scarecrow Man. This is the first piece of work that I've read by this author. It's a very short story. You will read it in less than an hour. It's really quick. And honestly, that's the only problem I had with that book, because I wanted to read more. This was very compelling, a good story. Basically, this guy makes life like scarecrows. He takes them to contests and stuff to have them, judged and all that good stuff. But there is an air of mystery to this. You just kind of see something's up with this guy. You don't know what's going on entirely, and of course I can't really say too much, again being a short story, without giving everything away. But it was good. It was well written, and once you get to the end, you just like, whoa, shit. Kind of a wow moment. And that's kind of what I wish would have had more. I want to hear more about what's happening here and what's going to happen with these other characters that are in it. But really, it's not about a scarecrow that comes back to life, like scary stories you see in the dark, whatever. But it's about a guy who makes scarecrows. He has a reason for doing that. He talks about his his past and everything. But it does have some very spooky, creepy elements to it. So it's a very quick read. Like I said, if you can get your hands on this, highly recommend Scarecrow Man by Miguel Goncalves. A good one. And I'd love to read more works from this author as well. So I'll be on the lookout for that. Okay, I'm going to go with Mr. Green in The Study with the Wrench. Boom, boom, boom. Got it. I am awesome at this game. And speaking of Clue, next book, Family Murder Night by B.E. Fournier. I hope I'm saying your name right. I don't know if I am or not. I get names wrong a lot. But the book is called Family Murder Night, and it's got a lot of Clue references in it, okay? So much fun. Now, the story surrounds this eccentric elderly lady who's about to die. At least she said she does. She's got all this money. She's got 3 kids. Nobody seems to like her. Very suspect past involving her ex-husband who had died years earlier. And so she's got a daughter and 2 sons. And they know she's dying, and they're wondering if they're going to be a part of her will, or if she's going to give the money away, or what she's going to do. So she always hosts these murder night events where people come over, they're all dressed up, and kind of a whodunit sort of thing. So she is going to have one final one before, because she says she's about to die. And, well, she does die right there. And typical murder mystery fashion. Lights go out, gunshot, lights come up, she's dead. So now the big question is, who did it? And there's so many suspects, and you have no idea. But this is really where the Clue references come in, because they're in this big house, and they mention the kitchen and the library and the study and the ballroom, all these other things, lead pipes, ropes, obviously a gun is involved. And there's a Mrs. White and a Scarlet. So it's so fun the way she put those elements into the book. But this is not like a farcical comedy or anything like the movie Clue or anything like that. This is more of a serious murder mystery thriller type of a book. It just kind of has those things, and I'm pretty sure intentionally put in there, which did make the book more fun. It is very well written. I was very impressed with how well written this book was, at least for the first half. The second half, it slowed down a little bit, but I think she was really trying to build the tension toward the big reveal at the end. No spoilers, but I did kind of figure it out. I thought I had figured it out pretty quickly there. But still, it was kind of fun to get to that point to see if I was going to be right or not. See if I figured out. But like I said, hey, I'm an expert at Clue. I don't ever lose this game. Actually, don't tell my kids that because they say they beat me all the time. Anyway, Family Murder Night, B.E. Fournier. If you have not read this novel, I would recommend getting it, especially if you love good murder mysteries. Just old-fashioned murder mysteries. That's really what this kind of comes down to. It's a lot of fun, and you will enjoy it. And I look forward to reading more works from this author. You know, you're a private investigator. You're looking at all these different things going on in this case. You're looking at suspects. You're looking at motive. You're looking at all kinds of crazy things going on with whatever case you're dealing with. Well, the private investigator in our next book, The Woman I Want Dead by Sara Kate, well, she's already sort of solved a pretty big case. You see, she solved the case of Miss Tiffany, who was a murderer in her old town. That's right. She thought it was Chloe, the girl across the street, who is fairly new. Turns out it was one of Chloe's co-workers, and unfortunately, Tiffany got away. And now in this sequel, of course, the first book was called The Woman I Befriended. Put that out there. So the sequel is The Woman I Want Dead. And now she does want this woman dead because this woman's gunning for her. She kills Chloe. You find this out at the end of the first book. Sorry for any spoilers, but, catch up. It's a good book. You should have read it by now. So Chloe's gone, and now Tiffany is after our main character, and she knows Tiffany is going to strike at some point. Now, she's now a private investigator. She was a journalist working out of her home, and she would kind of, spy on the neighborhood like we all do, right? I never do that. But anyway, after she investigated these missing people, these men that she knew were missing, and turns out they were found in this woman's backyard. She saved one that was up in the attic, who was about to be killed. She became a private investigator between books 1 and 2, and now she's investigating all kinds of stuff. But she never stopped investigating the big one, the one that wants her dead. So she moves, her husband, they take off to a different place, but of course Tiffany knows where they're at. She's kind of following them the whole time. The police seem pretty clueless. They can't seem to find old Tiffany, but it's a good game of cat and mouse here. This isn't as much of a mystery because we know who is responsible. We know who's who the killer is, who the antagonist of this book is, but it's good. A lot of build up to this final battle between good and evil is really what it comes down to, because they're going to collide at some point. It's just a matter of time. It's about who's going to find whom first, who's going to make the first mistake. Does one knows what the other's doing, but the other doesn't know that the other knows what they're doing, and kind of back and forth. And it's a lot of fun. So Sara Kate, The Woman I Want Dead, is very compelling, a great sequel to The Woman I Befriended. I don't know if there's going to be a third part. It is open to the third part. It is. I mean, any book, I guess, could be. But this one really is open to a third part if she wants to revisit that. Now, I know Sara Kate's been very busy writing other things. She's got several other novels and novellas, short stories out. So you should check them out. But I highly recommend getting the Woman series, The Woman I Befriended, and then this one that I just finished in March called The Woman I Want Dead. Highly recommend. And when you do, I hope you enjoy it.